All right, let me get the theme going. Welcome to the SNL live show, everybody. We're joined today by your host, the man who needs a haircut really bad, Colin Villanueva. We also have show regulars Byron Von Gutten and Mariah Weaver. Everybody, say hi.
What's up?
And then
hey, Colin, did you just like hit puberty or something?
Stop it. Stop it. I'm trying to have fun. And then we also have special guest with us, Pastor Scott Davis.
Thank you.
We're going to need time to work on that intro. I feel like trying to do it spontaneously is not helping.
You definitely need some work. That's okay, though.
So we have a fun show planned for this week. What do? I'm always lost. I don't know what I'm doing. Ever.
Are you a professional?
No.
You want to be a public speaker?
Well, this is not public speaking. This is running a live show, and that's much different. I bet if you asked Martin Luther King Jr. to host a live show, I don't know, would that work?
You would do Bob at that.
Wait, you're right. That might have been.
He's perfect at everything.
Might have been I don't know.
Did you just lose it?
I think so. I went to the bathroom.
Out on us?
I went to the bathroom right before coming here, and then I hopped in my seat, and we had to
You
go.
wash your hands?
I did.
Yeah.
A lot, actually.
That's a good thing. You know,
but,
like 20 seconds at least.
Yeah.
With antibacterial.
So anyway, cringy intro out of the way. Everyone, we just want to say welcome to the show. We're glad to have you all here.
If you're outside and you decide to come in, thanks for watching with us.
Yes, the six of you guys who are watching right now, really appreciate you guys being.
we love you. Two of them are us, so that makes it even more amazing right now. Although there are some people on Facebook, so we're happy about.
We're
that.
good. Yeah,
it's all good. So, hey, let's dive into our weekly updates. Let's talk about life. And hey, is everybody excited about the fact that we're going to go towards normal again? Anyone happy about
Taking
that?
some baby steps.
Getting to 25, Monday?
So I'm kind of curious, what are you guys looking forward to most in this next month? Like being able to do?
Walk again.
Walk again. Well, yeah, you got your cast on. That's not going to happen. In a month, maybe?
Yeah, honestly, since I got surgery on it, it's supposed to heal within a month.
Okay. All right.
Cross my fingers, but...
Yeah, by going to a restaurant, I'd say I would love to be able to get out and
yeah.
But you can always do takeout.
It's not the same. By the time you get it in the car, drive it home.
Yeah, it's already losing the.
Yeah, it's losing that whole warmth and ambiance.
Yeah, I mean, we had our staff lunchtimes where we always go out to eat, and you know what? Actually, I probably won't do that anymore.
Huh.
I'm actually I've gotten so used to eating healthy that I want to keep it up. I don't know.
Byron, we're not. I'm eating more unhealthy. I feel like we're ordering more takeout and ice cream than we did previously. So
see, I eat more grilled chicken and actual broccoli and green beans and
oh my
goodness.
Look, hey, Anna. I just want to say Anna's here. So everybody give a round of applause for Anna in the chat.
We miss you, Anna.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Austin, you as well, and Kendra. So if you guys are here, let us know in the comments down below so we can see who's here and we can participate with you.
I do look forward to playing some beach volleyball.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I am probably looking forward to playing in leagues this summer than I ever have before, but leagues won't start till June. They're postponing till then.
But even knowing that it's could be as soon as June just makes me so happy. I just want to give somebody a hug that's not.
I wanted to
you walked in today and
so
were going to
bad
give me a
yesterday.
high five, and I was so close. I'm
You're
I don't
so
like
used to going close to people.
Right. That's the thing that I'm looking forward to. So I feel like of all the things that I want the most, that's it. But then I just realized that I want to play a board game with somebody.
Ooh, yeah. I haven't done that in a while.
There were some friends at Deidre's, mock, graduation ceremony that we did yesterday. And I was like, I just really want to get together with some of my buddies and play board games and just hang out. Because there's only so much you can do.
You are
with just
allowed
two
to do
people.
that now. You can have up to 10 people. Well, actually
25. Yeah.
25.
So we're gonna have a board game night. That's what we're gonna do first thing. That's first thing on Monday. We're having board game night.
Board game night with Colin.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
What are you going to play?
Sounds exciting.
We should do another Zoom
not
game.
Boring. Board game night, not boring. Boring night. What are you going to say? Where was that? What am I going to play?
The Zoom was okay, but it was a...
There's an
delay.
online thing you can do. I saw my friend Cassie do this with people over her Zoom call, and it's like this like drawing, and you have to guess what the person is drawing, and you can invite a bunch of people into
Are
it.
you talking about House Party?
I don't know. I don't think it's House Party.
Well, House Party has a function where you draw stuff and people try to
Maybe
guess
it's
what it
something
is.
really similar to that,
Yeah.
but it's like Pictionary, and it looked pretty fun. So that's
So
all
for
I
those of you who
know.
don't know what we're talking about, we did a Zoom. We played some games over Zoom a couple nights ago, and I thought it was fun. But there's something different about actually being in person playing
Yeah.
together.
It's
Scott, you
true.
looking forward to all of us directors at Pathway getting together Tuesday?
There's a part of me that is looking forward to getting together with everybody.
You think we'll actually stay 6 feet apart?
I think some of us will, some of us won't. I think seeing each other again for the first time after so many times away and doing the Zoom thing we've done so much, I think that we'll automatically feel like we need to be kind of together a little bit. So we'll have to be told to stay away from each other.
I wonder who the hall monitor is going to be.
Yeah, it'll be Jim.
No, gossiping on the air.
We're getting the inside scoop.
We got hall monitors in our office.
Oh man.
I saw our director of operations over at Walmart the other day, and I started going towards him, and he goes, 6 feet, 6 feet. I go, oh, I love you too, Jim.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I think, I don't know, just as a whole, this has been like, I've developed good habits. We've been kind of developing habits, and Byron's talking about eating healthier. I just think it's going to be weird, when we start to get to hang out with people again. Like, I've got buddies of mine that are asking to play like basketball. And like, when do I step forward and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do those things again, or I'm going to participate in those things? And how is that going to change up my current schedule?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I've got my routine where I can work out at 1:30 in the afternoon every day and have no worries.
Right.
Or you're standing in line with somebody, you're 6 feet away. When will we start to feel safe?
Oh,
to be
close.
I was at Walmart
That'll
today.
take a
No
while.
one follows that.
Nobody did.
No,
Oh, wait, really?
It's bad. I was at the Walmart in Maysville, and like literally people were like right behind me, no masks, and they did not care whatsoever. And I'm staying 6 feet far away from the person in front of me, and it was all around people doing like that. I was just like,
Do you turn around
Y'all
and kind of look
forget
at him like,
pretty
dude,
soon.
just get back off, man.
well, I forgot I haven't
Back
got a
off.
face mask yet. I probably need to get one. I actually I ordered them back on April 15th, and they're still on back order.
Your
Wow.
face mask?
Yeah, I've ordered for a family, and I'm like thinking, oh, these are pretty cool. They'll be nice.
Yeah.
Haven't arrived. Still on back.
You're going to
order.
get them when you don't need them anymore.
I know. I'm gonna be like, all right, I guess I got a face mask. This is awesome.
You have to sell them
For the next
overseas somewhere.
pandemic.
You'll make
For the
some
Maybe
next
money
they'll
on
become
it.
a fashion trend again, like they were for a while.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll
But-
see.
I think what I'm just interested to see is like, how quickly do I personally respond to normal things again? Like even just going out and hanging out and playing basketball with my buddies.
Yeah.
Like, is that a risk? Is that really safe? Like, should I be doing that? Like, I could see myself getting together with a couple of friends playing board games, but like just hooping with a bunch of guys that,
Baller.
have been all over the place. It's just like, and I want to play sand volleyball too, but who knows who's using the
sand.
The
Well, the
sand.
sand.
Who's
That's
been here?
I don't think the sand will have any issues. It'll be more like you bumping into someone who doesn't realize that they have something.
Or
That's correct.
getting it on their hand and then spiking it on my face.
That's correct. Some sweat beads somewhere.
Well,
and
the
it's gonna get on
leagues
your
here in Fort
face.
Wayne, Fair Play Volleyball, they are not going to do sixes this year. At the beginning, they're going to do fives to keep a little bit more social distancing.
They took one person off the team.
Yeah, off the
Sorry,
court.
you're
There's a little
cut.
more room to be separated. It might work. I don't know. It could be awesome. We'll see. But so how are you guys going to continue your weekly challenges, or are you kind of done with it now?
To a degree, probably. The workout thing has been
Well, that nosedive when you
yeah.
broke your foot.
Exactly. Like I'll try and join in when like Deidre does the calls and do like ab workouts and stuff. But
My wife is leading the charge and
That's good.
Oh,
exercise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've told
She's
Renee that
great.
she could do that with Zoom. Like
Yeah,
she
it's-
could put the Beachbody on Demand app on there, and people could work out
Yeah,
together.
it's awesome.
Huh,
mhm.
no, not
She had
familiar
so
with
many
that.
people in the last call. But yeah, God time though, keeping up with.
Yeah, better keep it
I
up.
mean, it's a good habit getting up early in the morning, making it the
Mhm.
first priority.
Well, I'm just
For
thinking like
sure.
if they have us start coming back into the office, like right now I'm waking up at 8:30 and I'm going for my walk, which is manageable. But I don't know if I'd go on a walk at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like I'd have to retrain myself to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
So like I don't think I'd lose my God time, but I've finally started to get into a good rhythm where I'm being productive even throughout the day. But like things change, then what happens to
Well,
habits?
not only that, when you go back to the office or go back to your work, if somebody sneezes, coughs,
Yeah.
there's a stigma involved with that now. You okay? You all right? Yeah, we all need to get those little fever devices.
Right.
Check.
Or like, Byron, you were talking about something though, about the little, like them testing people and,
the
and once you get
antibody
cleared.
tests.
Yeah.
They're happening in Fort Wayne right now, from understanding, at one spot, but it's only for those in the medical profession.
Oh,
So
really?
only if you're a nurse, a doctor, or in a at-risk situation.
I
That
was
way.
I was interested in testing for that because I heard my friend knows a lot of the people in the medical field, and she was saying the coronavirus came to Indiana in like January. And
It might have, because I'm pretty sure I had it the first week of March.
I literally I've never had a respiratory infection. Like I've never been like I don't get sick like that.
Mhm.
And I was like coughing nonstop for over a week.
And you
Like-
want to know if that you had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, if I had it and like have antibodies for it now, like
You developed
as well.
an immunity.
help people.
But I do think though that like these challenges, like I was trying to learn how to play the piano. So for Scott, I don't know if you know this or not, but we've been doing like these challenges of a way to like stay productive during this time. And I was learning how to play the piano, and I was also taking walks in the morning and doing my Devo time as a way to just continue to stay self-disciplined.
Sure, stay active.
And I don't think I'm going to do the piano anymore. I'm just not that interested in it.
Yeah.
I've learned as much as I want to know. I'm done. But like the God time, I think is something that I'm going to have to carry with me. It's just trying to adjust that and fit that back into a new normal, which I'm ready for. I want it. I want it. It's just going to be interesting to see how this affects.
Yeah, it's going to be a
everybody.
new challenge because we've never experienced anything like this. But like, we got Scott on the show here. What was it like back in 1918 with the pandemic then?
Well, let me tell you something.
I mean, what did people go back
when them rats used to carry around them germs?
The bubonic one.
It was
Yeah.
bubonic
They ain't
plague.
seen nothing
Well,
yet.
it was the
Horrible.
Spanish flu, but it really didn't originate in Spain. It came from Kansas, then it went to Spain, but it was worse there than it was here in the U.S., and that's why it became the Spanish flu. History lesson. But anyways.
Ooh.
So what have you been doing to like stay self-disciplined throughout this season, like to keep yourself motivated, to stay productive and stuff?
You got to keep a schedule. You have to be intentional about what you do. You have to make sure that you keep some type of a schedule of what you want to accomplish. I've been writing lists in the morning of the things I want to accomplish that day, and then I just kind of cross them off during the day.
Has it been pretty successful, like getting all that stuff done?
It has. I think some of the things I don't get done then just get transferred to the next day's
day?
list. Yeah. So far, that's been good. And then trying to get out and walk, I think, a little bit more.
I feel like I should have done that. I feel like I should have gotten that recommendation from the beginning, because
I've
I have
heard a
not
lot
been
of
doing
good
that.
things about making lists. Like
That'll be
there's
one of
something
the habitudes
satisfying
we
about
get
just
to.
crossing
Making
things
a list?
off.
Yep.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Well,
you
stay
can, like,
tuned for next
It's called the opportunity
week.
statue.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, the opportunity statue, which we'll get to. I know that one, but I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, so we're talking about habitudes. We're talking about a habitude this week. Can we introduce the theme before we play the games?
No,
and have
we were
fun?
going to have Scott talk about
Yeah, what
opportunities
about
for us.
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
care?
you're right. I'm
Opportunity
sorry.
care.
Speaking of
Wow.
opportunities,
Colin.
I'm sorry. Somebody kicked me out
What
of
we
the
can
show.
do in our community.
Sitting over here
Disrespecting our
waiting,
special
waiting.
guest.
So yeah, well, thanks for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here and be valued. As care pastor over at Pathway Community Church, we are actively helping people out in a great way when it comes to several different things. And one is food. So if there's ways that you can be involved, those are the things I kind of want to go through just briefly tonight. And one of the things we're doing is we're partnering with other churches to be able to put together food boxes to be able to take to deserving communities within Fort Wayne. It's the community food drive. And so if you want to participate, you can pick up a box here at the church, and I'll just read this off of what you can get. This page right here is available on our website under the COVID-19 community.
I wonder if I can find this and put it in the chat.
PCCFW.org.
And there's a place there it's called Community Care. And what you'll do is you'll take the box. There's pre-described items to be able to fill it with. Cost about $30. Bring it back, and then they're put with all the other boxes. And the goal for all these Fort Wayne churches is to come up with 10,000 boxes.
10,000?
10,000.
Wow.
Easy.
Right. Now, and we, Pathway, have committed to 2,000 boxes.
Okay.
So
So we got to step up. That's like a fifth
gotta
of
be
it.
able
That's
to
a
come.
fifth.
Mhm. So if you go to our website, you'll see what the time is to pick up the boxes, when to bring boxes back. And that's one way that we are able to help and serve the community during this time as well.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
we would love to have you who are watching, who are just looking for more ways to participate and help out our community
even
and
if
really
you
show
tune
the love
in,
of Christ.
not live, you could still be a part of this.
Yeah.
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 Really watch it.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're not with us right now, but you're watching this later, it's still going on.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, no. So I think that's probably the biggest way. I think for us too. We also we provide food. We do probably 6 to 12 different grocery bags a week that we take to people, and so we have a food bank at Pathway, and that's another way you can give to be able to donate specific food items. You can bring it here to the church on 2 days a week, and those days a week are on our webpage as well.
and now more than ever, people are needing, the food. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I've been helping out in the food pantry and noticing that, like, oh, we're going through a lot of food. Like, we're helping out people. And so,
yeah. So, I mean, you're right. A lot of people from lost jobs, lost wages. So what we try to do is say, well, let us give you some food for a while to be able to see through. And then we just had a Campbell Soup just donated about 40 to 60 cases of soups and juices and sauces
to us.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we just got those back in the food pantry on, I think it was Friday. I was here.
There we go.
Doing some unloading.
Well, shout out to Campbell's Soup.
That's right.
Chicken noodle.
Chunky style.
Well, that's awesome. Do you got anything else for us, Scott?
Well, I think those are the resources. Also, if there are people that you know about there that are just really struggling with anxiety or fear or just coping, we have a mental health professional at the church every Thursday from 12 to 2:30, and you can call into the church and talk to a licensed mental health professional.
And that's here at Pathway Community Church. People.
Well, it's going to be
on Thursday.
Yes. Well, they'll call the office.
They call the office. Okay.
And that's also at our COVID-19 care page as well.
All right.
All that information, resources. If you know people that can't pay their mortgage, there's a resource there for them to be able to look at to find a way to be able to get a reprieve on their mortgage.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of resources there. We really want everyone to be able to go there and find out what they can do to help others.
That's awesome. Cool. I'm glad that we're able to serve our community in this way. And I think a lot of those examples that you give, require the church body to step up and be willing to serve in those ways. And so, as we navigate what it looks like to be the light of Christ during this time, I feel like those are some excellent ways to do so.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me the other day, they said, hey, when's the church going to reopen? I said, never closed.
Never closed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It never did. Now we're calling it we're going to relaunch at some point. But you realize you're exactly right, Colin. I mean, as far as the church is concerned, that we do our best work when it's the darkest out.
Amen.
So we're going to dive into basically the different things we're doing tonight with games and activities and the fun things we're doing. It's all based around the habitude. And so we're not going to dive in and exactly tell you what the habitude is, other than it's called the Funhouse Mirror. Yep. And the activities we're going to play next are going to be based around that. So you'll get some good laughs about what we're doing. And you get to watch us cringe as we maybe fail and have to eat one of the bad Jelly Bellies of their Bean Boozled.
They're so disgusting. Any of you who have had Bean, and if any of you guys have had Bean Boozled before, you will know that these are not enjoyable. These are disgusting.
I was looking for,
You're looking for
Jelly Bellies, and I was excited for a minute.
No.
Oh man. Well,
not a fun time.
I'd like to just show the pics first. I think I'd like to go in reverse.
You want to do the pictures first?
Yeah.
All right, let's get them warmed up with some funny photos.
All right. So if you've ever been to a carnival with the Funhouse Mirror, it distorts your image and it makes you look like either you're really stretched out or short or something like that. So we decided to find some fun pictures of ourselves from years past on Facebook or Snapchat pics and just have you take a look at these. So I'm not going to do them in any specific order, but we'll put one up here. And this is, can you explain this one for me, Mo?
Yeah, let me explain here. So I was in middle school for one, and
that explains a lot.
yes, I have some of the most embarrassing, cringy moments in middle school. Let me tell you.
So how is this cringy?
Well, that's not me at all. I am not a thug, but I wanted people to think that I
you got
was
a Mickey Mouse hat on.
Like,
I'm trying to think, how does that make you even look like
She's
a thug?
a thug. She's a Disney thug.
You're part of the Mickey
Exactly.
Mouse club.
Yeah.
we're going between screw Disney princess. Disney thug is the way to go.
Disney thug.
But yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Mickey up.
Okay, all right. I see. I'm familiar with that song. I've heard it quite a few times. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
See, that's
But, like,
troublesome.
Yeah.
That song, but like with a a rap beat to it. Is the vibe I get from this.
All right. Well, let's go on to another pick here. Let's have Colin explain this here.
So this is actually a uniform I'll wear.
Are you Steven Seagal?
And
He works at the sushi place.
and those are actually like weapons that I use. They're actually
I thought they were chopsticks.
no, those are knives. They're like a larger knife.
Okay.
But
Do you like
this is
cut up like shish kebab?
just I'm like, but
He's gonna throw a shrimp up in the air and it's gonna go into his pocket.
But the reason why I thought this was, I feel like stretching my image is because I want people to think like, oh, Colin's cool. You know, he's got his black belt. You know, he's all tough business. And I feel like that is not that was a very like try hard photo of me. I do like, again, the outfit, you know, the weapons, I use that stuff. Okay. Don't mess with me. You know, everybody.
And look at your eyes.
I'm like ready to,
you are all business.
ready to like get,
Yeah.
But
You're
I
bad.
thought it was a funny photo. I was like, I don't know why I posted that. It's definitely a photo of me trying to get attention because I'm like, oh, look how cool I am.
All right. We'll go on to this one here. Probably the most cringeworthy of them all.
I'm pretty sure Byron looks like this on a regular basis.
Which one's Byron?
Well,
oh, you're over there. Okay.
back in the day, I used to help out with campus life when I was a youth pastor in Decatur. And we would take a group of about 150, 200 students down to Daytona Beach and basically have an incredible experience. Evangelical.
Evangelical.
Evangelical. I don't know why I said that word. That's the strangest thing that came out of my mind. No, it was an evangelistic trip. We tried to get students to go who normally wouldn't come to church, go down to Florida, and we'd present the gospel. We'd have a blast doing it. We'd throw crazy parties, and we would dress up as weird as possible. And I still have that shirt.
But that was
Good.
you. That's you being weird.
Yeah, that was how many years ago was that? That would have been 12 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So that shirt's from 12 years ago. Still have it. It was supposed to be an 80s theme. I'm not sure how that was 80s themed, that what I'm wearing, but you know, it worked. And the guy next to me is a good friend. He's a campus life director, was a campus life director. Because he did something inappropriate. But
he's got some flaming guitars.
I'm sorry. This is like a weird picture. This is probably a weirder picture for him than it is for you. I mean, it looks like he's sticking his finger in his belly button right now. I don't know what's going on.
Looks
That
like
was
he was
what
He's
campus
doing
life
this
directors
thing.
used to do.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Bourbon Street.
So
He got his
anyway,
beads.
so then we've got Scott here.
There you go. That was when I came in. And
He
I,
doesn't have
shaved.
the Facebook thing, so we couldn't find any old pictures from when his past.
that's what I look like for real.
That's a cowboy. What
A little bit of a distortion there with
is that? A
Snapchat.
cowboy? What is that? Hipster? What is that?
Don't know, but it's a great.
It looks like Howie
combination.
Mandel.
It's creepy.
All right. What do we got next?
Okay,
Byron?
let's go back to Mo.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you're a baby.
yeah. That was at Pint and Slice, and I was testing out the filters, and thought this one made me look real cute.
Made you look really young.
Yeah,
Or
younger
is
than
it
the
really
middle
Hence
school
the
one.
cute, like a baby.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. We'll go to Colin. What do we got here?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not a skater boy, and I don't know. This is me and my friends goofing around. I'm sorry if my friends are watching this, having to see this right now, but I wanted to show you guys the shirt, the sweatshirt that I'm wearing. I'm so
shirt.
proud
I'm
of it.
wondering.
It's the South Bud. It makes fun of the North Face, but anyway, I don't know. This is me again, kind
You
of out
still
of my
have that
element.
hoodie?
I don't know, but it's too small.
Yeah.
I remember trying to wear it after that, and
You could give it to Deidre.
I could if I could find it. That's probably my favorite sweatshirt I've ever had. But anyway, I just thought it was a silly fucking photo.
The South butt.
And Scott used another Snapchat filter.
There it is. That's
Pretty chiseled
when
there.
I work out. That's me after some ice cream.
I feel like if we just shine some light on you, we might not even be able to tell the difference. I mean,
I
look,
don't
he's
know.
kind of hidden, and then
I look a little
that
lost.
really could be you.
Look, I'm lost. Look at my eyes. It's like, where am I?
He's got a
What am I
steely
doing
look. It's his model look. All right. And then the last one of me.
Yeah. Yep.
In a former life,
Okay, did you guys use a filter on this photo?
there's no filter.
Because it looks
the
like an
real thing.
olden day photo too. Like whoever took that photo did a great job.
But the thing, it's not real because Amish won't let you take their picture.
Yeah, well, that's why you look so confused, and she's shocked because someone's taking their photo. Like that's
Yeah.
You could
And
be
he's looking
Mennonite.
away like, oh my goodness, someone's taking my picture.
right.
No, this is, well, I don't have the top button up, so that tells you I'm not a true Amish.
You don't have a beard,
No.
so
no.
that tells you.
Yeah, I'm a
Married.
young Amish.
You need
Yeah.
a beard.
But that outfit there that I'm wearing is legit. I went to the local Amish store in Adams County in Bern,
Yeah.
and for $5 bought that. So if you ever need a Halloween outfit, just go to the Amish store. You can buy a full Amish outfit for $5.
I'm sure my grandmother would approve.
No
Full
zippers.
Amish,
It's got
all
like all
Amish,
buttons
all the time.
So
No. Oh man.
yes. So that's kind of the whole idea of what we're looking at tonight. It's the Funhouse mirrors, and I'm going to read the first part of it to kind of before we go into the next.
Sure,
segment
go
here.
ahead. Yeah, read it.
So Funhouse mirror is one of the habitudes, and it's a self-leadership habitude, and it basically takes on the principle that oftentimes people want to present that there's something else than what they are, and the temptation is to exaggerate, to try and win over people instead of being real and authentic and just telling the truth. We want to exaggerate who we are. And so the catchphrase here is this: carnivals often have mirrors that distort how we really look. Poor leaders do this, pretending or posing to be better than they really are. Our level of integrity is the true reflection of who we are. So to start this off, there was an illustration they gave in the book about a kid who was in college who ran for a class president at his college, and he ended up telling one lie after another and after another, and his friends basically called him out on it and said, hey, you need to come clean. Finally, the professor got wind of it, called him out, and he was incredibly embarrassed as a result of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little challenge here.
We are going to do a little challenge.
We're going to do the classic game, 2 truths and a lie, with a twist. We're going to each guess who's telling a lie, and if we get it wrong, we have to eat one of the Jelly Bellies that are of the Bean Boozled ones.
So disgusting. Just
So, Colin, how
awful.
about you go first, and we just go around?
Yeah. Okay. So, here are my 2 truths and a lie. So, the first statement is I gave a gospel presentation to someone almost entirely in Spanish. My second one is I was the vice president of student council my senior year of high school at Carroll High School. And then I graduated at the top of my class in my undergrad communications program. That's my third one. I'll read those again. So the first one is I gave a gospel presentation to someone almost entirely in Spanish. Second is I was the vice president of student council my senior year of high school. And then my third one is I graduated at the top of my class in my undergrad communications program.
Two
I'll let
truths and
everybody
a
else
lie.
go first in choosing.
I'm gonna have to go with the vice president in high school.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
Really?
That's
Why
my
would you
choice.
not think I could be vice president?
you. I don't know. You just don't seem like a political.
I'm going with
You're-
number
you're
2 as well.
Breaking my heart.
I'm going with 2 as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that's the first one that stuck out to me.
Dang.
Was that one?
You guys are so good. So
Yay, we don't have to eat one.
I ran
Yes,
for
yes.
vice president and
Ah.
I lost.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And
Oh.
in my defense, I come up with a lot of excuses, but I'm not going to. So we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, the bottom line is you didn't get as many votes. That's
yeah.
the bottom line.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. I was very popular back then, just like it's not popular enough. I don't know whose idea that was. Should I have to eat the Bean Boozle because everybody else got it?
Do you want
Yeah,
to?
I feel
that's
like
what we
that's-
should do.
I feel like that should be the rule. If everybody guesses you're live,
If they
then
guess
you gotta
Okay.
eat
So
it.
that'll go for us too. Hey,
Just-
let me spin the spinner.
Well, I don't have all the flavors, so why don't I
Doesn't
just pick one?
And you got to pick the one that is either strawberry banana or dead fish. It's
All right.
orangish red.
This one, you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ew.
Dead fish.
That would be bad
Oh.
if your breath tastes like fish.
Oh, it's strawberry banana. Oh, praise God.
Dang
All
it.
right, Scott, you go next.
All right, I wrote down 2 truths and a lie about me. One is I'm such a good singer that in my high school days I sang tenor in the swing choir at New Haven High School.
Wow.
Yeah, graduated in '79, so I would travel and sing tenor. Then the second one was that I was able, because of my intelligence, to be able to accomplish my master's degree in 2 years. Okay, 2 years master's degree. Okay, and then the other one was I sang in the swing choir, was a
Yeah.
tenor. And then the last one was I was quoted in the last presidential debate at a letter of commendation.
No way. No way. That feels like such a far-fetched one that it could be true.
I'm going to say the first one.
Wait, can you tell me the second one, the third one again?
The third one was quoted. There was
I'm gonna go with the first one also.
with high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I might regret it, but I'm still gonna do
I'm
it.
gonna go with
High school.
I'm gonna go with the third one.
Third one, presidential.
Yeah, I'm going number one.
Number one.
I'm
No.
nervous.
You're nervous.
I'm scared.
Well, actually, I did sing tenor
Dang.
in the New Haven High School swing choir. Kurt Swank, good friend of
There we
mine,
go.
would sit to one side of me, and Scott Rathgaber was the guy that was on the other side of me. I never
believed
read
that at
music.
first,
Never
but-
learned how to read music, but Scott used to sing perfect tenor, so
you
I would
could
match
sing.
his pitch.
Yeah, there we go.
We traveled. We dressed up in sequence. That was in '79.
All right.
All right.
Yes,
So
I did actually sing.
So
What
you
was
don't
the
have to,
lie?
but I
The lie was the presidential.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That just seemed
So-
too obvious.
that's why it's like it's
I
almost
was trying to make something really
Right.
like, too
Right.
good to be true, maybe, or maybe not.
right. So you guys have to eat one.
okay. The color we have to find.
If it's vomit,
is-
I'm going to
Ooh, this
cry.
is bad no matter what. A white one. It's coconut or spoiled milk.
Oh, I like me some coconut.
Okay, but like coconut's not gonna make
Coconut.
you.
What now? Yeah.
I only have.
I can't
one
believe they didn't say
solid
the
white
third one. I felt like that was like too exaggerated, but like
Oh, boy.
believable exaggerated. Like, why would he share this? You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah,
Amongst all
it's
the
so high up,
Okay,
right
okay.
up there. And you don't
All right,
know
here we
who I
go.
know.
I'm actually terrified.
Can we get some ASMR as you're chewing that, Mo?
Sure.
Oh, what?
No, none.
So what was the
Bad.
fleavor?
Spoiled milk.
Mine was some
Oh,
yummy
sour
coconut,
milk.
and I'm not mad about it.
All right.
All right.
I heard most.
I don't know what it is. Maybe dirty dishwater. I don't know.
Oh, man. I'm
I'm glad it was Byron. I don't know why.
It is spoiled milk. Milk. That's bad.
He's about to cry, and I'm about to cry of laughter. This is so funny. Oh my god!
Don't get near me.
Just take it.
Good thing we have the 6-foot rule.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, Byron. Yeah, good thing we have a 6-foot rule. All right, what are your truth, and a lie?
Okay. I'm on the board for the Ohio Cichlid Association.
What
Cichlid?
is that?
That is a convention that takes place in Ohio every year.
Is it
And-
fish related?
Is that
It's
why
fish.
it's in
It's an
Ohio?
actual convention. There's a board for it that I get to be a representative of.
He knows too much
Even though I'm
about it.
from Indiana.
He knows too much
Ohio
about it.
Cichlid Association.
Okay,
So
got
I'm
it.
on the board.
Byron's sneaky though.
On the
so-
board.
Yeah, he's probably like it was actually the Indiana Board of Cichlids.
Board of Health.
Anyway. All right. I have shipped and sold fish online. So like I've actually gone through the process of bagging fish, putting oxygen in them, taking to a packing store and sent them. So people have actually bought them online for
What kind of fish?
It's all
African
gonna be-
cichlids.
It's all gonna be fish related.
So they
Him
are
and
going to be
him and
all
his
fish
him and
related.
his cichlids.
Those fish were on the board.
Yes. And then when I was in Costa Rica for Athletes in Action, we got to explore a little creek area where there were fish. So me and my buddy Garrett actually caught a doveye cichlid, and since I knew how to bag them up, I actually bagged it up, put it in my bag, and put it in my luggage so that I could take it home and stuck it home. And so I have a doveye.
You had to go
cichlid.
through customs with a fish.
Well, I stuck it into the luggage.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
So
He's gonna arrest
I
him.
like your
He's a smuggler.
tactic of being
He's a fish
detailed in all
smuggler.
three.
Yeah, is that- should we arrest him right
I
now?
don't know. I feel
So
like
we
I need
gotta-
to make a citizen arrest.
911. We have
Hey,
a
Oh,
fish
I don't
smuggler.
know.
fish liquids in luggage.
I truly
In
don't
luggage.
know.
They do on your on.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the statute of limitations
See,
is on
And you only
smuggling
need
fish.
this much water in a bag. You have the bag filled with air and this much water. The more oxygen in the bag, the longer the fish can live.
Yeah,
So
but-
I could keep a fish alive for about 3 days in a bag.
I'm just amazed you even know that.
Well,
How long
see,
you
then
can
he
keep a
definitely
fish
shipped
alive.
them. He definitely shipped them.
Yeah.
Question is, did he ship one home in his luggage?
Mhm.
I don't think so.
I'm busting you for the third one.
Me too.
I'm going for the first one, the board.
Oh, the board, the Ohio Cichlid Association board. Yeah, just 2 weeks ago, I was accepted to the Ohio Cichlid Association board. So I am now going to be doing Zoom meetings with them. So that one is true. I have shipped one
Yeah.
time. I shipped fish to a person.
Yep.
And I remember doing that. And then I haven't done it frequently. I need to because I can make more money that way. And then no, I did not.
You didn't bring a fish home?
Nope.
That was just a story?
I knew it.
Just a
I knew
story.
it.
Oh, man. So
I
I was
wanted
the
to.
only one that went for that one.
So unless you guys all guess my lie, I won't have to do another
You
jelly
won't.
bean.
So let's all
So
team
Scott
up.
has to take one.
I've
now.
got to pay the piper here.
See what color he gets. It's a peach colored one. So
Okay.
it's either peach or it's barf.
Yeah, eat the
Oh
barf.
no!
Is that peach?
Yeah, that's it. That's
It's
it.
got
Eat
like
That's
orange
the
specks in it.
worst one.
Eat
Yeah.
it. Eat it.
So that's the one.
If you get barf,
You got water there.
I deeply
I did.
apologize.
I did get ready.
I really want him to eat.
All
I
right.
want someone to eat a bad one.
Okay, ready?
Yep, eat it. No, he's good.
Is he good?
Oh, yes.
He got lucky.
It tastes like peach.
There we go.
Nice.
Dang
All
it!
right. Well, I
All right,
didn't
Mo,
learn a
you better
lesson on that
stump.
one.
You better stump us.
All right. So I'm not gonna do a big story for mine. We're just gonna straight list them.
Oh,
1, I was captain on my soccer team in high school. 2,
don't you get that by default by being a senior?
no.
Oh.
Yeah, they got to vote. I wish though. But anyway, 2, I illegally crossed Mexico's border.
Mm.
Yeah. And then 3, I got second place in a video contest that had 3,000 contestants in it.
Wow.
I don't know. Illegal. We get some more illegal activity here.
Yeah. Wait. Hold up a minute. Is that? Don't you get like arrested for illegally crossing the
If
Mexican
you get
border?
caught.
So how did you do
If you
it?
get
How did
caught.
you do it? How did you cross
If
the
you get
border?
We
caught.
have that
Build a wall.
happen
I
quite
wanna know how you
regularly.
crossed the
Someone's
border.
trying to build a wall because of that.
That's right. Yeah. She just went under the wall. There was probably
Yeah. How did you?
a smaller
Was this on your guys'?
space.
No, you guys didn't go to Mexico for the mission trip. How did you do that?
I'm not releasing any details.
Oh, you're right. You're right. She can't go into it. I was just assuming that was true. I don't
I'll
wanted to know
release
more.
details.
Okay, what was the first one? Soccer.
Soccer captain in high school.
Yeah,
Okay,
I doubt it.
Captain.
And
doubt
then
it.
second,
You doubted I was vice president.
okay.
You were right. My money's on
I'm
the
going
first
number
one.
3.
And I know. I
don't even know what the third one is, but I just don't
That's
think
the
you're
one she
cut
got
out for-
second place in a video where there were 3,000 contestants.
What kind of video?
It
Are you-
was a video that I made for the Hope Center, actually.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with I'm with you.
Soccer captain.
Soccer captain. Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna give it a shot.
I'm doing number 3.
Are your guys' answers all locked in?
Yes, they're
Locked
locked
in. Well,
in.
I like to phone a friend.
Can we phone Emma?
Yeah. I need a
Emma
lifeline.
No,
Yeah, where is she anyways?
absolutely not.
All right.
I think she's at my house.
Reveal the answer.
The answer is no, I was not the soccer captain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I got to get tortured
I should have
again.
actually, you know what? We won't go there. But
Byron, if you would just agreed with us, then she would be eating one.
do you guys want to know how I crossed Mexico's borders?
Yes. Did you have
I
a
got
fish?
Strawberry banana smoothie.
I did not have a fish.
Okay.
Sadly, but I used to live in San Diego.
Partnering together to fish across Mexico
Yeah.
border.
They colluded. There was some Mexican collusion that was going on to get that fish across the border.
I teamed up with Byron, actually.
Yeah.
But
That fish had no paperwork.
Yeah, is a cichlid an illegal
trying to
citizen
snip it.
now?
my
Oh, my
experience in
goodness.
Mexico is actually very weird because I lived in San Diego, which is like right next to Mexico, and I had family members who visited us, and we were driving, and my dad was just like, "Do you want to go to Mexico?" And we were all like, "Yeah." So we just went into Mexico, and it was kind of scary. I was in 3rd grade, and there was this guy dressed up as a clown who was trying to give us a newspaper, and he kept knocking on our window.
Oh man.
But anyway, to get to the illegally crossing the border part,
What? Well, what? Where was the clown? Was the clown on Mexican border?
people
or-
were it was in Mexico.
so
yeah.
you had already crossed the border and you
Yes.
bump into a clown.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was cars back to back. Like we couldn't move. We were in Mexico for hours because we didn't know it would be so much traffic.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
know clowns were over in Mexico.
Yeah, you're lucky
this
it
guy
wasn't.
was straight up dressed as a
You're
clown, and
lucky
he
it
just
was,
came up and was like,
And he was trying to give you
he
something.
probably knew.
He was trying to
give.
Was he trying to give you a fish?
Here's Byron. That's Byron's method of smuggling. Dressing up
Yes.
as-
I sell fish illegally.
All right. So sorry. We're interrupting your story.
all good. But yeah, we get to the border, and when you're like crossing countries, you have to have like a form of ID, like a birth certificate, a passport, those kind of things. I had none of the above. it was so easy getting into
Oh my
Mexico,
goodness.
but then getting out, we got to the border, and the patrol was like, "We need a birth certificate or a form of ID for the kids in the back," and we had nothing. But she let us go anyway.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Back in the golden era.
Yeah,
You know.
3rd grade.
That would.
And-
Yeah.
I don't know if that would
okay,
fly today.
You want to know the craziest part? When I lived in San Diego, I was like tan,
Yeah.
like
I feel
dark.
like
I looked Hispanic.
Right.
Like, I'm so shocked. And like my dad is like pasty white. So is his like relatives. So it like low key looked like they were smuggling like
just
some
kidnapping
Hispanic
some
person.
girl. Oh my goodness.
Wow. All right.
Well,
Maybe
onto
we're
the
kidnapping. I
habitude.
didn't know it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we're all about
That's that.
smuggling.
Well, I've got a real
Fish,
quick.
people, and
Yes, Byron, eat that real quick.
If it's dead fish, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna be happy. Dead fish, dead fish, dead fish.
It's fitting for him.
oh wait, hallelujah. Wait,
No.
no. Delayed response. Yeah.
That's the sick way to try to smuggle. It's
Uh-huh.
got put into that jelly bean.
Wow, that was bad. At first, it tasted sweet. I'm thinking,
Yeah, you're like thinking I'm good.
Teacher said you guys could have phoned her.
We could
oh,
have,
that's
Fake
bad.
Ah.
news.
but yeah. So,
I can't continue this.
well, we'll continue the conversation without you if we want to. But we're gonna talk about the habitude at some
Yeah.
point today.
It's only fitting he gets the rotten fish.
You guys continue the conversation. I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Byron's leaving the show. Everyone say bye, Byron.
Bye, Byron.
Adios.
Oh wait, that's a
There
round
you
of
go.
applause. There we go. That's the crying for Byron. So talking about the habitude, this idea of the funhouse mirror and this idea of us, kind of stepping up. I feel like we should challenge ourselves this next week to take initiative on when we exaggerate, because I even noticed I do this in my own life to make people look better at me. Like, heck, I probably even exaggerate about our numbers. We got 9 people watching right now, and I might be like, oh yeah, we average like 30 people viewing, each week. When
on the first
on
week.
the first week, that was all we had. So like, it's really easy when we're selling ourselves to even tell like small, like white lies to make ourselves look better, instead of really owning up, I guess, and being authentic and being real. And so I don't know, how do you guys kind of feel about this just habitude overall?
I liked it. I felt like it was almost kind of relatable because I don't know, like your reputation is something, at least for me, like that's really like you care about.
Yeah.
So it can be easy to kind of like exaggerate some details and say I did this and this, but
Says a lot about you, because if you're not comfortable with who you are,
Yeah.
then you want to try to fill that gap of what you feel you lack to be somebody.
Yeah.
mhm.
So it's easy to be able to put a bunch of stuff, but we spend a lot of time trying to improve our perception, how people perceive us. And a lot of times that's for, I know, a lack of being honest with yourself and liking who you are.
Do you feel though that sometimes we just do it because we want people to like us more?
Mhm.
Like I don't even necessarily know if I struggle with, self-identity even really right now, but like I want people to like me more. And we talk about people lying to get experience. I mean, I do feel like there's a pressure on, fresh out of college, people looking for jobs to maybe angle certain experiences certain ways because we need to get a job. I mean, who cares if I have to lie in in an interview if I can get the job and then I just perform really, really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, not saying that sarcastically, but and in essence, some people actually do think that way. As a matter of fact, confessional time, I lied about a story for so long that I don't even remember the true details behind the story. I used to tell the story all the time, and I would lie about it. I'd over exaggerate it to make myself seem like super, super cool. And I can't even remember how the story actually happened because I told it so many times with a lie. I started to envision the story happening in that lie. Like
You
everything.
can lie to yourself
right
and believe it.
and believe it. And so like,
Who was the news anchor that happened to? He lied about being shot down in a helicopter over in Afghanistan. Real famous NBC news anchor. He had told
Oh,
the
I don't
story
know.
so many times over and over and said that he actually believed it was true.
yeah, that
Yeah.
happens.
Wow.
Well, they say what if you speak a lie so many times, it soon is perceived as truth
True.
if you say it enough.
Yeah. And that's what happened with me. And so like, I never share that story anymore just because I don't remember the details behind it anymore because I've lied through it so many times. And I hate that because it's a really great story. And I went ahead and over exaggerated to the point now where I can't tell it anymore because number one, somebody's known I've told the story before, which I hate saying this on live thing because now everyone's gonna be like, Colin, what story is it that you were lying about? Like, I'm gonna come home and my wife is gonna be like, have you been lying to me?
Is your real name Colin?
It was a story I told back in like high school, like early high school, but I hate it because now that story is completely ruined for me and that memory is gone.
Well, I think the temptation is, especially the more power and fame you have, the more you have to lose.
Yeah.
And so you want to keep this reputation going. And the problem is once you start going down that path, if you get busted, you have a whole lot more to lose. So as a result, you're going to deny a whole lot harder than what you would if it were like you're right out of college and there's, like you just said, your honesty with the story there that you forget whether or not it was true or not and choosing not to tell it. Then, hey, you're now my age and you're highly successful at something. I'm not saying I'm highly successful, but you're like,
neither are we.
Yeah. But I'm like going like, but you have a lot more to lose.
Yeah.
And that's what we see all the time now in today's society, people who are getting caught in the midst of lies. And it's like the only choice they have because they're afraid to have too much to lose is flat out denial. Even if they are caught red-handed.
Yeah. And oh man, I had like a burp come up that was super nasty.
Hey, they're not like mine right now.
Yeah. But I was just about to say, we live in a culture now where it seems like people are just being busted all the time. Like it's almost impossible to tell a lie now with just everything that's going on. I mean,
everything's projected to the world, so you can't really get away with it.
But people still do it with social media. Like you look at culture now, people want to post things that make themselves look better than what they are.
Yeah.
You know, like not many people post a selfie in which they're like, yeah, I don't look good in that selfie.
Yeah.
It's true. Scott, you would know, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the selfies you saw of me. Yeah. Be worse.
Can't go on. But like, no, you're right. Because I think, you know, it's less about lying about maybe stories, but more so lying about or portraying a specific image online that's not really who you are.
And compromise.
Like
I think sometimes
Disney
we're willing
thug.
to compromise, you know, who we are. We think it's just a small, you know, it starts out as a small compromise. It's just a little bit away from the truth. And I think I said earlier that something that's closest to the truth is hardest to detect.
Mm-hmm.
So we get right up to the truth, but it's not really the truth. It's still a lie.
Yeah.
And Jesus talked about that in when he was speaking to the Pharisees in Matthew 23, the 7 woes, and telling them that they're like whitewashed tombs with dead men's bodies inside. Like that, you take a beautiful tomb, like a casket nowadays, and polish it up, make it look as nice as possible on the outside, but in reality, it's death inside.
Yeah.
And Jesus compared them to that, saying, hey, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to make yourself look so incredible and spiritual on the outside to impress everyone else around you, but you're hollow on the inside. And that's the scary part, that we can fall into that trap if we're not authentic.
Yeah. Just trying to let everybody know that like because they were like the spiritual folk of the day and everybody looked at them. I mean, Mo, you could probably relate to this, but the idea of like, oh, hey, I haven't read my Bible in 10 weeks, but I've got it open now, so I'm gonna take a picture and post it online. Everyone's gonna, you know, hey, look how spiritual he is.
Christian in the world.
But like we do, I mean, we try to portray a specific image, and especially like for us, I mean, people are looking to us to be, you know, more spiritual, and so like, how do we be real and authentic with people in knowing that we're flawed and have mistakes?
Mm-hmm.
It was JFK who I remember reading this quote about him. He said, the more honest and transparent I was, the more people liked me.
Mm-hmm.
He said he thought it would be the opposite. He thought if he came clean, that his public perception would actually go down.
Yeah.
But every time he came clean, he said, people liked him even more, which is like the exact opposite of what we experience now in today's society. You know, nobody wants to come clean and be real and say, hey, here are my flaws.
Yeah, no one wants to admit they're broken.
Yeah.
You know, and I think one of the things I've always enjoyed about Pathway and about Christianity and following Christ has been, I'm broken and you're broken, so we belong together. So our our unity and the community that we have is not around all the great things. It's around I'm a broken person, and so we belong together in our
Amen.
brokenness.
Romans 3:23. That was our memory verse for Week of Hope this week. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of
Yeah.
God. And I think,
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, can you have a testimony without brokenness? You know, can we show Christ's love for us if we don't need it? You know, if we're so great that we never even have to admit that we need God.
Mhm.
Well, I love what Tim Elmore said in this chapter 2. He defined authentic, that it actually means to author one's own life, to have
Yeah.
that they don't pose as someone else, but it's the idea that they have integrity, and that just that whole phrase again, to author one's own life, to be the author, to write your story, to be true to who you are. And I think if we can begin to do that, we will have a much better, not even just perception, but more credibility in today's society when we're real with people, as opposed to
Yeah.
trying to get people to act a certain way and say, "Hey, we do this, we do that," and look a certain way. But
So what does that look like practically then? Like, what are some examples of how we could live our life more authentically, especially even on like social media, like, or even in the way we conduct ourselves with other people? Like, what would you guys recommend, especially, to the viewers, but then also to me, because I'm honestly curious.
I think it's being one of it is, I think part of it is saying, I don't have all the answers. I'm trying to figure this out just like you are. And I don't know exactly what to believe sometimes. And here are some things that I'm learning, but I would love to learn from you as well. I
Mm.
think so people are
Mhm.
so quick to want to act like they have it all together and understand like
Yeah.
the topic or whatever's going on in today's society. Like they've done all the research, they know better than anyone else. They're not willing to admit that, you know what, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's possible that I might be wrong. I don't know. And we want to make everybody think that we know for sure,
Mm.
as opposed to going like, no, I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure this out. Things don't make sense all the time. And I think there are things in Christianity that we try and explain to everyone as if, oh, it's common sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there are things that don't make sense. And I have questions too. And to be honest and real about that
Mhm.
is one way.
Yeah, no, I think the same thing. I think that there's a fear that we have of being inadequate, not having all the answers,
Mhm.
and so we want to come off very secure and very confident and very straightforward, and we do that a lot of times with an emptiness that's inside, because once the perception is over, once that's done, we have to live with ourselves.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Oh, you
Go,
go ahead.
go, go, no, go, go.
I was just gonna say, like, it's that big thing for me is just like overcoming the fear of like letting other people down, even. Um, like just with my middle schoolers, I'm like being authentic with them and like admitting some of my flaws. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
like they're not gonna look up to me as more when really when I have done that, it's like they look up to me even more and they like feel closer to you because they can relate with what you're going through.
So, in positions of leadership, being authentic with the people that you're leading, you would say is a really helpful tool to being authentic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then also like admitting when you need help or like not letting your pride get in the way of like asking for help sometimes. Like that's something I've been going through a lot with like my foot cuz now it's just like more tiring to do some things and I've had to ask Emma and Leanne and some people around the house for help and it's just like, "Oh, I don't want to ask you. I just want to do everything myself." But that's like another thing that helps people see you like as a relatable person, like you need help too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we place our value in the wrong place sometimes too. I think I want to look good to you guys because I want to feel valued.
Right.
And so what you think about me makes me feel more
Mhm.
valuable.
But if you find your
Mhm.
identity in Christ, then boom.
And that's I wish I could put it on the screen, but there's a bullseye that's in this chapter, and it kind of presents the outer layers here. And this is a good question for even our audience to think through. Which do you focus on the most in your life? Is it the image we project to others? What we want other people to think about us? Is it the image others have of us? So are we concerned about what other people think about us? as opposed to like us trying to present an image to people and make them think this, or is it more concerned about what they think about us than the image we have of ourselves? Or is it the true image that we have, the one that God gave us? And when that's kind of at the core, and when you have that down, the other stuff kind of flows. But when we try and work on the outside stuff, kind of like what we've talked about over the past several weeks, it doesn't work as well. And so like the question is, which one do you find yourself struggling with the most? You know, is it the image that others have of you, or the image you're trying to present to them, or maybe your own self-confidence, or, you know, is it just relying on who God says you are?
I'm just like visually trying to picture in my mind having a social media account that's solely based on what God sees of me, and like how much different my own Instagram would look like. Like, am I posting stuff on Instagram because I know I'm going to get likes and people are going to be like, oh, you're so cool, I can't believe you posted that, right? I'm genuinely just, hey, you know, here's something that happened in my life, you know? But, and then also, Byron, I mean, this is a question for everybody, because I think this is something practical that we should all do. But let's say I go home tonight and, you know, my mom calls me up and she's like, hey, Colin, you know, how did SNL live show go tonight? And I'm like, oh, it's so great. We have like, you know, like our average people. And they're like, how many was that? I'm like, oh, it's like 30, you know? Like, do I tell her right then and there, like I lied? Like, should we retract things immediately? Like, how do I go about it once I've caught myself? Or like if I posted something on social media that was inaccurate, like what do I do? How do I handle that situation?
What's the emotion or feeling you have inside to want her approval? Why does that number have to climb up in order to be accepted?
That's true. I don't know.
So like the more money I have in my bank account, the more successful I am.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, obviously we want more people watching, but we care about the people that are watching. But I just think it's interesting. Like, how do we, like, if I do catch myself in a lie, like, do I come clean? Do I repent? Like, how do I go about it? Cause I'm assuming at some point in time, I will falsely portray myself.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we in the audience do, you know, when we encounter a situation where we have?
Well, it's just a challenge in life. I mean, going back and correcting your false statement.
Yeah.
I mean, that's being real and humble, and that's hard to do. That's actually one of our challenges for this week, is that we would, for 1 week, if we ever tell something false or exaggerate that, we'd come clean and go back and correct that and tell the person the real truth. And try that for a week and see what that kind of is like. The other challenge is basically take a look at your inventory of everything you've ever posted on social media. You guys have a longer history because you started when you were grade school, and you probably have made some choices back when you were younger that you would like to take down.
Deleted all of them.
Yep. And so I was, how old was I? I was 30 years old when Facebook became available for my generation. And so like,
wow,
not quite the temptation to kind of like present this false image of everything. And because like I've never ever posted a picture and said, oh, it didn't get enough likes, delete. You know, and I know
I actually have not done that.
I know a lot of people who have done that.
All I know is I was like super girl crazy when I was in middle school and high school. And I used to post some of the cringiest like photos in front of the mirror. Like,
do you have them saved on a hard drive somewhere?
No, and I'm so thankful I don't, because like I literally stooped to the level of like posting like shirtless mirror photos. Just so embarrassing. I'm not like in any way like physically fit enough to even look good doing something like that, but I was just so like crazy for attention that I did silly stuff like that. And I know now that employers look at social media accounts, so I wiped it all. But like going back and having to face all of those lies like firsthand and like silly stuff, like it just makes me like wish or like desire for my future to live better than that, you know, to not try to falsely portray a persona, because oftentimes, like we've talked about, it does bite you in the butt.
Mm-hmm. I think accountability is big on that too. I think we have to find people that we can be really open and honest with, and then can call us on our
why are you posting
photos.
a shirtless photo?
I
needed that back in the day.
So I think that make sure that we have somebody that can help us, that we trust, that will tell us the truth about us.
Yeah. I love
That's
it.
Huge. So yeah, that's kind of the challenge we have for everyone in our audience and ourselves included, that for 1 week we would just be true and authentic And if we find ourselves exaggerating at least a little bit, we're going to go back and correct that. Or, the other challenge is if it's more of a bigger deal for you, look through your Facebook, look through your Instagram, look through your, Snapchat doesn't keep track record of what you, right? No.
Oh no.
Yeah, it erases it. So
Unless you save it, you
Yeah.
can save it.
But
And
then-
it'll
yeah.
come up.
But anyways, go through and take a look at from your very first post to today and see if there's anything on there you're like going, yeah, that doesn't accurately reflect who I am or the image that I want to actually present to people, and delete it. So
Delete? What?
Yeah, be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Can we, next week when we come on, can we be honest about how many times we noticed that
we're off next week because it's Mother's Day.
You're right.
Yeah, we had a discussion about
Yes, we got to treat our moms well.
that. That's correct.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, what was that? Was that a baby?
that was the guy crying.
Oh,
The sound
okay.
effect. Sorry, we haven't been using our sound
Yeah,
effects.
you don't mess around with Mom's Day.
I know.
You do that when we're right. So
Well, I'm not a mom, so I don't.
you'll learn.
I don't. One day when we have kids, when Deidre and I have kids, we'll probably understand a little bit more. We're getting gifts for our family, our moms, though, which is I'm sure they'll be happy about. But so I
That'd
guess
be
we're
the
not going to
gift
be
that
on
we'll
next week.
keep on
So the
giving.
following week, right? So
Huh?
the following. So not next weekend, but
Yeah.
then the following weekend.
So
Is that Memorial Weekend?
no, that's one. Then the next week's Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
So that's the weird part about May. You get a week, then you're off a week. Then you get a week, then you're off a week. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, is that it for the show tonight?
I
Do we have
think
anything
so.
else?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, everybody, thank you for watching again. We'll see you in 2 weeks. So should we post an announcement? Probably post an announcement. But
We'll
yeah,
post it on
just
social media.
follow us on social media. Our
Instagram.
social media link is right there. So if you're not following us on Instagram or Facebook, that's where we'll post our updates at. But
Yep.
we appreciate you guys so much. And again, thanks again, Pastor Scott, for being
Thanks
here.
for having me
Reminder,
here
the
tonight.
link to all the
It's
stuff that
great.
he was talking about is in the live chat. So if you want to go check out the website and find out ways you can serve, love for you guys to do that. See you. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Keep
All
it
right.
real, everybody.
Take care.
That's right.